Hello and welcome, dear students, again. Today we are going to study poetry. Our poem today is called The Rescue. The Rescue is a poem written by Ian Serialaire. He was born in 1912 and died in 1994. He was famous for writing for children. So, our poem today is 5 stanzas. So let's start. The poem talks about a story, and the poet tells us about his love to his dog. Okay? So, let's check our first stanza. The poet says, "The wind is loud, the wind is blowing, the waves are big, the waves are growing. What's that? What's that? A dog is crying. It is in the sea. A dog is crying. His or hers, or yours or mine. A dog is crying. A dog is crying." So, first let's check our paraphrase. In the first stanza, the poet describes the storm. The sea is rough. The wind is strong and the waves are high. Suddenly, he hears the cries of the dogs. So, that's the paraphrase. Let's check the commentary. Here we have a metaphor when the poet says, "The waves are growing." A metaphor in which the poet compares the rising of the waves as plant that is growing higher. And also, we have a personification when the poet says, "A dog is crying," in which the poet makes the dog as a baby crying. The repetition of "what is that? The dog is crying" clears and stresses the meaning. Stanza number 2. Is no one there? A boat is going. The waves are big. A man is rowing. The waves are big. The waves are growing. Where is the dog? Where is the man? He's on the sand. It isn't crying. His or hers, or yours or mine. As usual, the paraphrase in the second stanza. The poet sees a man in the boat. The man is rowing hard against the strong high waves to help the dog. And in our commentary, "The waves are growing" is a metaphor in which the poet compares the rising of the waves as a plant that is growing higher. Stanza 3. Is it dying? Is it dying? The wind is loud. The wind is blowing. The waves are big. The waves are growing. Where is the boat? It is upside down. And where is the dog? And must it drown? His or hers, or yours or mine. As usually, the paraphrase. In the third stanza, the boat is upside down. The poet is worried about the poor dog, hoping the man saved it. Commentary. The waves are growing is a metaphor in which the poet compares the rising of the waves as a plant that is growing higher. Repetition of the question, "Is it dying?" stresses and clears the meaning. The rhyme scheme is AA, BC, BC, EF, GF, GH. Stanza 4. Oh, must it drown? Oh, must it drown? So tired and wet, and still it lies. So tired and wet, he cannot stand. And where is the dog? It is in his hand. He lays its down upon the sand, his or her, or your or mine. The paraphrase in the fourth stanza. The man reaches the shore safely with the poor wet dog in his hands. The poet recognizes the dog. It is his dog. In the commentary, We have the repetition of the question, oh, must it drown, stresses and clears the meaning. Repetition of so tired and wet stresses and clears the meaning also. Stanza 5. The dog is mine, the dog is mine. I stroke its head, it opens its eyes, it wags its tail. So tired and wet, I call its name, for it's my pet. Not his or hers, or yours, but mine. And up it gets, and up it gets. In this stanza, we see the feeling between the poet and his dog. The dog which makes the dog stands on its feet again. In the commentary we have repetition on the dog. Oh, the dog is mine, stresses and clears the meaning. Repetition of and up it gets, stresses and clears the meaning also. And we have contrast here, yours, mine, stresses and clears the meaning. Thanks, and I hope it was useful. See you next time.